Hello, this is Max Drake. I just briefly want to go and talk about aText premium version and about the scripts through there. Now, by default, you can actually get the batch scripts, the PowerShell, JavaScript, VB script, and Python. You can get the Bash or the S1, but you've actually got to put in the Windows subsystem for Linux. Now, to do that, there's a whole load of YouTube videos on all of this, and basically you end up putting a virtual machine which is running Linux in there, and I ended up installing Ubuntu just so that I could see that I could run the bash scripts, of which I could. There's a couple of test ones in there you can try out, and I actually got them to work. Whether I need that or not, it was really just an exercise, just because I was trying to see the extensiveness of this particular program. Now, the next thing that got me moggadored, and I did get an email through here, so I'm just going to hit this one here. So it's just going to go /x2 through here, and it says the system cannot find the file specified. Now, this got me completely stuck for ages. And so what I was actually emailing, I emailed Tran from aText, and I said, it doesn't seem to be finding this script. And so every time it creates a script, it's got the script in there and it wants to run the script. The first thing it does is it copies the script into a temporary file called atextscript.AutoHotKey. And then it then runs this program file, whichever your program file that you pointed it to, onto that script. And now I suddenly got totally absorbed by this was looking for the script that it was trying to run. It isn't. It couldn't find this one here. And anyway, Tran came back and he said, put that in quotes and it'll work. So inside my scripting language, you'll see that I've got the AutoHotKey one of where it goes inside of quotes. And if I now just type /x2, up pops the box, so the script actually works. So I was suddenly thinking, well, why was I so stupid? Why didn't I just do that? And then I looked along, and all of the other ones don't have quotes in what they're doing. So I was suddenly thinking, well, no wonder I did put quotes. None of the other ones have them. So some do, some don't. I then went and installed Python, and I installed a 3.10 one. When I was actually trying to run the Python, which you can get by default, this is now somehow, I don't know why, but it suddenly put the Python 3.10 as a default through here, whereas if you just run this little reset one, it'll go and reset the original Python as to what it is. But I'm happy with that as long as the blooming thing runs. So when I run a Python one, I just go py there and just let that one chuggle away and do. What that one's doing now is it'll run the simple Python command. And if we just go in and look at that particular Python command, just another thing, you've got to make sure you close off this scripting. If you've updated something in the scripting panel, make sure you close it or else it won't work. Now my video is running at full capacity, so it's gutsing itself just trying to run the thing. So it's run that script file through there. So if we just come back to the aText through there, it didn't close down. One of the things that that I had the issue with Python is that it wasn't finding the import libraries, or not the libraries, the modules, or whatever it's called. So what I ended up doing was I ended up another test, and this one is just PI, and I got them when I actually had the Python. I had the Python 10, so I set up another Python set scenario, and then I switched between the two. Both of them found the imports, so they did find them, because this is one of the things when I just had the Python running on its own, so the original default one, it wasn't finding where the imports were coming from. Now, these ones may be default import ones that come when you download Python. And so I need to do something like Beautiful Soup import for doing web scraping or something like that, just to test it out to see that it can actually go and find those modules that it actually needs. So I haven't taken it that far, but at this point in time, I can use imports. So I've usually find nearly every script that I'm writing in Python has some form of import in it of some description. So this one's got two. It's got one import in maths, and it's also importing date from datetime. So, and these ones work through here. So that got me very happy. So I hope for anybody who's thinking about, you know, splashing out their $5 to actually play with this and get three copies of it, they might be interested in doing that. So my next thing, I was so focused on getting the programs working that I forgot why I was actually trying to get them to work. So what I actually want to do next is to try playing with some of the AutoHotKey scripts, with some of the combinations of the things that we could do down here, like using the pauses and the fields and the keyboards and the things, which it has in itself, but it's nice to do. The other thing that I find quite a lot, I'm now putting at the top which program it's running in, because it's very easy to go and click and actually set it with another program, and then you run it and then you find it doesn't work, and then you say, oh no, because it's Python. And so I try and do that. But of course, each one has a different way of commenting out what it does. So it might be 2 forward slashes, or it might be the hashtag, or it might be a semicolon or whatever. So I do find that a little bit fiddly, but no, it's good that it's all working there. So I hope you found that of interest. And if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing. Thank you very much.